Hi, this is Janelle from the customer success team at Funnel, and today I wanted to show you how to connect a non-aggregatable data source. So the first step is going to the Data Sources tab and clicking on Connect Data Source. And for this example, we'll use Google Ads. And then you click on your credentials and the account that you want to connect. And then from there, you would go to Configure Manually, and we're going to choose the report type, Reach and Frequency. And then over here, you get an option to choose which time window you would like. So you have 1 day, 7 day, 14 days, and so on. As a side note, the 7 day and the 30 day here don't mean a calendar week or a calendar month. I will show you later on how to create rules to take that into account if you want to get the value for that total month at the end of the month or at the end of the week. But for now, let's go with the 30-day time window. And then from there, it's connected. So I already have a data source for this connected here. So it's Google Ads, and I have reach and frequency, and I chose the 30-day window. So moving over to the Data Explorer, this is what the data in that specific data source looks like. And I've filtered it out on one specific campaign. And as you can see, average impression frequency per user and unique users are coming up for that entire month. But if I wanted to just get the total at the end of the month for all of this, I can go ahead and create a unique users weekly metric. So we can go over to the metrics tab, click create new metric from scratch, and we can call this unique users monthly. And then from there, we can go to Google Ads and add a rule that says when the date matches date last day of the month or matches date today, then set it to the value of unique users. You can also create the same rule if you wanted, for example, the average impression frequency per user. You can also create that for the monthly. You just have to rename it and then include this metric, that metric here, instead of unique users. So then you would just create this. And then if we go back to the Data Explorer, I can go ahead and add that in. Let me reload it. Unique users monthly. And then as you can see, a figure comes up at the very end of the month that added up everything that you have aggregated throughout the entire month. So you have a figure right there. And there you are. That is how you can get non-ag metrics into Funnel and then also create a weekly or monthly window. One side note that I forgot to mention is that once you create this custom metric, you would just use, if you wanted to get weekly instead of monthly, you would have to configure your data source to be in the 7-day time window. And then you would just replace this with last day of week. One more side note is that some of our connectors already have that pre-built into the logic. So take Facebook ads, for example. You would just go through your credentials, click on the account you want to connect, configure manually, click on reach and frequency. And then as you can see here, there's a drop-down window that says 1 day, 7-day, weekly, and then calendar month, monthly. So that already is set for you. So if you wanted to configure Facebook ads, you wouldn't have to you wouldn't have to take the next step of creating that specific custom metric to take into account weekly or monthly if that's what you were looking to do, because it already comes once the data source is configured. And that's it. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team. Thank you.